Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video. This is a time lapse of a grid oil portrait. Right now I'm just setting up the palette and using a palette knife to mix some oil with some of the colors. This painting is a night scene, but I actually managed to paint the entire thing without using any black. First I mixed a dark brown, dark green, and a dark blue all together to make this background color that I used here. Now I'm going in and laying down my foundational colors. As per usual with an oil painting or any kind of painting, you want to work your way from back to front, which is why I painted the background first. And now I am painting in the clothing here and some of the distinct background areas. So like painted his neck first before I got to his face. The face in this portrait had a very intense shadow on it, and so I tried to go ahead and start laying down some of the foundation for the shadow. And then I forgot I needed to do my eyes first so that I could then work forward around the eyes. So I went in there, painted one eye, jumping all over, putting in some facial hair, going in for this other eye over here. It was difficult to keep everything as dark as it actually was in the reference photo. Some of the shots you can see the reference photo, and you can see that the darker half of this face is actually much darker even than what I painted it as. I didn't get super great accuracy on the face overall, but I just liked the way that it looked as it was, sort of a rough, slightly unfinished, slightly painterly look, so I kept it at that. This figure has a lot of flowers coming up on their shawl and also on this kind of flower crown that they're wearing, so I went in and finished up the sort of the background white on his clothing before I started going in to paint the actual flowers. Here I'm coming in with the actual flowers. I went pretty quickly with all of them, trying to stick to my references, trying to not just make them up too much. I wanted the focus of this painting to be the face, so I spent a lot more time on the face than I did on the actual flowers here. As per usual, if you are painting a flower, whatever you're painting, you're going to want to use a reference. I already had the flowers themselves from the portrait that I was using as a reference. They're all artificial flowers, which is why some of the colors are so bright. Finally made it down to the shawl, and there were some colors repeated, so I sort of jumped around a little bit. As with everything, you want to paint any of your background first. Like you could see there, I painted in those leaves real quickly before I came in, and then started working on the flowers that were on top of them. These edge flowers, I just kind of put in little wisps, which made a nice kind of silhouetted-ish effect, where you can just see a little bit of that detail. Overall, I was pretty happy with how it turned out. The flowers have just light detail on them, but I think it looked nice overall. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching.